Yeah. Heck yeah. Alright. We're moving real quick. We're gonna move real quick with this one. I can't do this with the headphones on. There's a scar or something up here. I don't know what I did. Anyways, the room's messy. I know. It's okay. It's okay. I just wanted to have a video out. I wanted to have something to talk about. So today, we're gonna rapid fire my favorite song off of each of the initial 7 Steely Dan albums. Just a little bit of my reasoning into why I like each one. Because I think they're pretty cool. They're cool songs. So yeah, I'm only doing the first 7 albums because I think I'd like to cover the later 2. Two Against Nature and Everything Must Go. I'd like to cover those once I've fully listened through all the solo catalog, because so far I've only listened to The Nightfly and Kamakiriad. I haven't listened to the rest of Fagen's solo work. I haven't listened to any of Becker's solo work, so it'd be nice to get to those. So, Can't Buy a Thrill. I like Fire in the Hole. Fire in the Hole is a very nice song. The piano work on that track is stunning. Skunk's pedal steel is really nice on that track too. Yeah. It's really the piano solos are incredible, and just the feeling of the song. It's just that each beat hits really hard on that song. It's the bum, 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 bum. You feel it. You feel it really hard. They really emphasize each beat really well on that song. Countdown to Ecstasy. I'm gonna go with Showbiz Kids. I really like Showbiz Kids. It's grown on me a lot over time. I'll admit the first 2 albums I'm not as familiar with. Countdown to Ecstasy I like better, I think. Showbiz Kids though I really like. I don't know, it's kind of a funny track. You know, the lyrics are pretty funny throughout when you really listen to them. But it's such a weird track because it's really just sitting on one chord throughout the whole thing. Yet there's so much they do with that still, because it's very interesting. You know, I mean, it's even like that famous Rainbow Theater performance from May 1974. You know, one of their last live performances. Where they're like, oh, Jeffrey Skunk Baxter, he's doing some atonal tuning right now before we bust into this one. It's such an interesting song. Interesting theme, because it's, you know, a big commentary about, like, you know, people who are popular with entertainment and whatnot, and they just don't really have that awareness of the real world and whatnot. It's kind of funny. You know, they're commenting about things they shouldn't and all that, and they really are self-centered, that kind of stuff. And that song's still very true to this day, making movies about themselves. Title track for Pretzel Logic, I'll go with that one. I'll admit, Night by Night I think would have at one point taken it. I think the drumming on that track's really fantastic. I believe it's Jim Gordon throughout Pretzel Logic, but throughout the album doing the drumming most of it. But the title track is really cool. It's a really cool track about time travel. I just like the feeling of it with the blues chords, and it's a nice track. It's a very nice track, and I feel like there's a lot you can do with it vocally. Interesting solos. It's just a fun song. I don't know. It's just an interesting song, and I don't know. I'm referring to that Rainbow Theater performance again. You know, that Rainbow Theater performance is really stunning. And the Pretzel Logic performance is really good from that one. So highly recommend that. Katie Lied. What's interesting about Katie Lied to me is that it's like this album that any Steely Dan fan, I feel like just about every Steely Dan fan enjoys Katie Lied, because there's some Steely Dan fans that prefer more of when they work with session musicians and get the most out of them, when it's just Fagan and Becker versus when it's the whole band setup. You know, when you have Becker, Fagan, Skunk, you have Diaz, and oh, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I know he died kind of young. He died in the 90s. Jim Hodder, yeah. Um, it's they kind of a lot of people prefer that setup for the first three albums, and other people prefer the later albums. Katy Lied is kind of this weird in between where it's technically more focused on the latter, but it's closer in feeling to Pretzel Logic overall. So it's a good in between because they don't their writing style is similar to their earlier albums still. Um, there's a lot of good tracks on Katy Lied. But yes, I'll give it to Bad Sneakers. That's such a good track. The opening line is stunning. Um, and it's interesting because usually the narrator's commenting about like other characters, you know, who are living at their lowest points and they're struggling to get through life and whatnot. And meanwhile, the narrator of Bad Sneakers is the one who's struggling to get through everything. So it's an interesting play on the concept. Of course, Michael McDonald's vocals on the tracks are stunning. In general, it's a really interesting song vocally. It's kind of odd how it's set up, but a lot of interesting vocal runs throughout. So, I don't know. It's just an enjoyable track, and drumming's great. You know, that kind of stuff. Um, yeah. Once again, I'm gonna go with the title track for the Royal Scam. Cause I think this one might be my second favorite Steely Dan song, honestly. I know it's kind of a weird one. I feel like I don't hear that much talk about this song, but it is. Oh, I love this song. I think Bernard Purdy's drums sell this song so much. Um, his drumming is so immaculate throughout the whole album, but this track in particular is one of his best. Jeez, it is so good. Did I zoom in on accident? We're zoomed out. Good. Um, yeah. Uh, the drumming's so good on this track. The whole feeling of this track. You feel the beats really well on this track. I like the theming of the track, talking about basically it. You know, you feel the story of it throughout. You know, people are arriving in America seeking new opportunity because their family that already went to the U.S. wrote back to them because they're like, oh look, we're having great opportunity here, and then you get there and you realize, oh wait, this is kind of crap, and so then what do? You know, you don't want to disappoint your family or anything, so you're right back to them saying, yeah, it's great here. You know, we're making lots of money and we're living well, and then they process repeats basically. Just really nice track though. I really like it. God, that guitar line will be stuck in my head forever. I hum that guitar line all the time. Um, I'm thinking of it's a 1993 live performance. It's when they did that opening medley of a few songs, and they open with the Royal Scam. That's a very cool version of it because there's the horn section, uh, and the guitar just going haywire. I kind of like the drums. They're a little more subtle in that version, but they still work really well for the track because it still gets the emphasis across that it needs to. Um, so yeah, I don't know. That's pretty cool. It's a great track. Fantastic way to close the album too. That I think it gets extra points because it's a closer. Um, One more title track, Asia. Asia. And this is my favorite Steely Dan track. This is one of my favorite musical recordings ever produced. Um, what I really love about this track is its ability to um, it gives you a bit and then it pulls back, and that's what it keeps doing throughout. So it's not just this steady incline, to reach the climax of the song. It's a very dynamic song. So like you start with the verses, and then they introduce kind of the main vamp throughout the instrumental section, and then they kind of pull back at the end of that, and then um, the guitar solo comes in, which is this bigger section to it. There's more to the guitar solo, and the police whistle adds in, and all this other stuff. And even when we get to the climax, we have the saxophone and the drums competing against each other, and even midway through, it just stops to give you a second to breathe, and then it comes back and hits you with even more, which is crazy. It keeps the song so interesting to listen to throughout, rather than just kind of this stagnant experience, where you kind of know what to expect. It just makes it a very interesting listen. Um, yeah, of course, other than that, what else is there to say about this track that hasn't been said before? Wayne Shorter's saxophone is amazing. Steve Gadd's drums are amazing. Denny Diaz on guitar is amazing. It's an incredible track. It is a phenomenal track. Wow. Um, that leaves, I believe, my pick for Gaucho, and it's either got to be between Time Out of Mind or Babylon Sisters. I'll give it to Babylon Sisters. This one's really close. I really like both tracks a lot. They're both really good tracks. Um, Babylon Sisters. Once again, Bernard Purdy on fire. He is on fire during this track with the Purdy shuffle, phenomenal. Um, but just this very chill groove on this track, and it lets you know right away for Gaucho that it lets you know kind of the recording quality of the whole album, where it's a very warm sound. It just shoots you with this dose of it right away. Um, it's a really great opener, honestly. Uh, I mean, I find the theming of the song interesting. Um, kind of mix it up in my head with Babylon Sisters. Not Babylon Sisters. Hey 19 in a way. Um, kind of going for younger chicks. An older man going for younger chicks, and yeah, it not working out so well. Yeah, Gaucho's just this catalog of the lowest of the Steely Dan losers. So it's very very interesting to see what we start with. And of course that ending, the "you gotta shake it, baby, you gotta shake it, baby, you gotta shake it, baby." That line's so weird. That delivery is incredible. Um, Incredible work by the backing vocalists on that track. Um, so yeah, I guess that's it. Went on a little longer than I thought I would, honestly. I'm at like 14 and a half minutes. Cool. That's all I got, though. Maybe I'll do a little editing on this, I don't know, but hope you're all doing well out there. I'm surviving. I am surviving. So yeah, uh, goodbye. Sorry this was shot very poorly. I had this weird like side angle throughout this video. And it was probably very shaky. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, okay? I'm very sorry. It doesn't want to focus. Okay, we can stop it now.